In this project, I present a new data source for city research and urban sociology to investigate residential preferences. On online accommodation platforms such as WG Gesucht, eBay Kleinanzeigen or Quokka, apartment seekers usually provide information about their occupation and their income situation, and also about their residential preferences. Those data allow to study new and old questions from the field of urban sociology and city research. In this project, I am focusing on the question in which districts want individuals live with a high socioeconomic status and in which those with a low socioeconomic status. And I'm asking in which cities and in which districts the divide of residential preferences between those social groups is the strongest. To this end, I collected about 19,000 individual requests put online on eBay Kleinanzeigen between August 2019 and May 2020. To find out where people want to live and also to include informal district names, I ran a named entity recognition based on a neuronal model over the request texts. I then mapped the found locations to the official districts of the cities. To identify socioeconomic background information from the apartment seekers, I searched for keywords indicating such status. For instance, were words as academic, academica, physician, arzt, engineer, ingenieur, words which indicated a high socioeconomic status from the apartment seeker. Not only were residential preferences much more frequently expressed from individuals with a high social background, but also the mentionings differed strongly between cities. To make residential preferences comparable between social groups and cities, I had to standardize them. Drawing on those standardized percentages of residential preferences by social group, I built the Socioeconomic Residential Preference Index, or short SERPI. A positive sign indicates a concentration of high SES requests in a district or a city with simultaneous absence of low SES requests. A negative sign indicates a high concentration of low SES requests simultaneously with an absence of high SES requests. Therefore, the SERPI can be interpreted as a scalar indicating the psychological aspect of spatial segregation from the observed apartment seekers. Turning now to the results, I find very different SERPs for the 4 biggest cities in Germany. Hamburg has an average SERPI of 0.89, whereas Berlin has an average SERPI of only 0.36. Munich and Cologne are between. As mentioned in the beginning, this data source of course allows to study several other questions from the field of city research. For instance, what characterizes preferred districts? How changes the demand for apartments in specific districts over time? What defines so-called pioneers? And also qualitative analysis are possible. How high is the share of vulnerable groups such as single parents or job seekers in need for new apartments? And how are actual spatial segregation and those psychological aspects of spatial segregation intertwined? For further information, you find at the bottom right of the poster a link to the project website with different interactive dashboards where I show several other insights into the data. And I would be glad hearing your feedback, and thanks a lot for your attention.